being taken. Many times there were the tall, blonde, Nordic-looking beings there.
Have you ever wondered why the entities that were abducting you, why your family looked like that? Do you think your mother was a witch?
They've made many, many movies about aliens, but the question is, are they angelic or demonic?
As in the days of Noah,
so it will be.
Yeah. And it goes down to, well, what is their ultimate purpose? Inaugurate the Antichrist.
All right, so that clip you just saw is from a new show, David Heavener Investigates. You can catch it only on davidheavener.tv. There are people that are being taken as we speak. They're being taken for a purpose. They're being taken to fulfill the agenda of the Antichrist in these last days. And with me is my guest, Karen. And Karen is one of those that have been taken. She's been kind enough, bold enough to come step forward and tell her story. Karen, you there with me?
I'm here. Thank you,
All
David.
right. No, thank you. Okay, so tell me about your family. Your family, first of all, there are certain looks of people. You look at a certain kind of person, I think blonde hair, really white skin, and they actually used to scare you to death, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Very much.
Did your family look anything like this at all?
They did. My father's side was very fair-skinned, very fair-haired. I mean, blonde hair, blue-eyed, very German. And when I was being taken, many times there were the tall, blonde, Nordic-looking beings there, and they scared me. They weren't nice to me. They weren't kind. They weren't loving. And I had a very hard time going to, when I was a small child, I remember being 3 or 4 years old and just always pitching a fit because I wouldn't let them pick me up. I wouldn't let them come near me. They scared me.
Yeah. Why do you think they scared you? What was it? Did something happen in your childhood that you know of?
Well, they looked so much like the entities that were there when I was being taken. They just looked so similar. For a small child, we really pick up on things like just the basics of how some, not the specifics of their features, but just the basics. And so they were very similar looking to these. I mean, obviously these, in retrospect, these entities that were there were thinner, taller. There were differences. Clearly their eyes were larger, but it was similar enough that as a small child, I was terrified.
So Karen, before we get into your abduction, I want to talk about your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Was there ever any abuse in your childhood? Any physical, sexual, emotional, mental abuse in your childhood being raised?
No, my father was a little heavy-handed with the punishment. But other than that, no. I mean, it was, they weren't attentive. I will say that. My mother was, and I don't want to speak too much about the members of my family that are still alive.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, but let's just say there were some, there were Ouija boards and things like that. My father wanted nothing to do with anything like that, but my mother did.
Yeah. Was your mother, was your dad a Christian?
Yes.
Okay. How about your mother?
She went to church. She believed herself to be a Christian, but she did things that I would never do right now in my Christian walk. But
Right. Like what? What would she do?
Oh, yeah. Her favorite movies were things like Bell Book and Candle and Rosemary's Baby. She didn't have a problem with a Ouija board or, things occultish type things. That was not scary. She read people's cards. She would brag about how she could summon people to her. She wanted someone around her, that kind of thing.
Yeah, she was into witchcraft then.
Yeah.
Do you think your mother was a witch? I mean, could have been without you knowing?
Yeah. Oh, I absolutely think anything like that's possible. I mean, and the things I described, I think there are a lot of people who think, well, it's not witchcraft if I'm not in a coven, or I'm not saying that I'm a self-proclaimed witch. I'm just doing these things because I can. She'd say, we're sensitives, we're psychics. She taught me how to read people's cards. I had to really pray and rebuke all of that away from me because I was exposed to those things off and on throughout my life. I found Jesus, and I was born again with my roommates when I was 18, not with my parents. Not at their church.
Right. Why do you suppose that you were afraid that the look of a certain individual scared you to death, and it happened to be the look of some of your family members? Have you ever tried to make that connection?
Well, for me, the connection is they looked like the entities that were abducting me.
Have you ever wondered why the entities that were abducting you, why your family looked like that? Was there any
I see where you're getting. Yeah, I never made that connection that there could possibly be, something to that. And those people aren't with us anymore. So, and I'd hate to speculate on something like that I don't know for sure. But you're right. That is an interesting connection that I had not made.
Yeah, I'm not speculating. It's conjecture. I'm asking questions. I'm an investigator.
Absolutely. I think that's wonderful, and I really appreciate that question a lot because I had never put that together.
Yeah, because if this has been happening over the years, where and for those of you guys just joining us, know that at least 3 times Karen was abducted with the intention of connecting that demon seed with her seed, and then re-abducted and putting that fetus inside of her so it could incubate to a certain point. Well, they take that out, they grow a baby, that baby grows up. Now it takes on another human being, they have a baby. Well, if this has happened over the years, Karen, they could now be someone's parents, someone's grandparents, someone's aunt, someone's uncle. Why wouldn't it be part of someone's family?
That's true. The first one I know of would be probably 34 now.
Right.
Trying to do the math in my head real quick, but
yeah.
So that could be a parent. That could even be a grandparent, depending on how quickly they procreate.
Yeah, exactly. They come against you. What is the one thing you would do that would ward these demons off? You became saved. You're born again.
It stops. It stops dead in its tracks.
Okay. So you became saved.
Yes.
You were born again. It stopped. The abduction stopped. But then you backslid. Did they start over again?
Oh, yes.
Okay. But when they finally got to the point where you couldn't take it anymore, you said, stop in the name of Jesus, and it stopped.
Yeah, when you're not born again and spirit filled, you don't have that constant messaging from God in your heart, in your spirit, in yourself. So you don't have the opportunity to utilize God's protection for you because you're away from him. You can't hear his voice. But when you're close to God, you can hear his voice, and he says, you call on me, I will help you. I will stop this. And he does. Those are his promises to us. And he keeps his promises.
Listen, don't forget about this new End Times Investigation DVD, 8 hours of footage with a lot of my buddies on here, the late great Russ Dizdar. LA's on here. We talk about the Illuminati New World Order. We talk about the alien demon connection. 8 hours. I want you to take a look at this because, man, when the internet blows up, you need a hard asset. Don't forget about the Last Evangelist TV series, the episode 1. It's here. You can get it on DVD or you can watch it on davidheavener.tv. Just go to davidheavener.tv/order. Call 844-806-0006, or you can just text the word chosen to 91999. If you go to David Heavener TV, you'll find we have an original programming channel with special interview on L.A. Marzulli. He talks about UFOs and Bible prophecy. It's the interviews I've done with him. You can catch the complete package there on davidheavener.tv. And we have the new End Times DVD. I investigates End Times investigation. I have a lot of my friends on here: Lisa Haven, Michael Lake. I have Josh Peck, L.A. Marzulli, Stephen Bancroft. I mean, 8 hours of me investigating things like Satanism, demonic powers, Illuminati, New World Order, Antichrist, One World Religion, End Times miracles, Bible prophecy. Folks, let me tell you something. One day, what you're watching us on right now, it's called television, it's called social media, it's called the internet. They're going to turn that baby off. You need a hard asset, because when all this stuff gets shut off, this is what you're going to be able to learn from and to understand. So I want you to text the word chosen to 91999, the word chosen to 91999, and get the End Times Investigation DVD. Hey, while you're doing it, you can have this Legalized Jesus t-shirt, okay? Plus you get a Legalized Jesus mug, right? So we'll set you up. I want you to go and sign up right now to davidheavener.tv. It's exclusive just to the members. We have a new channel called the Alien Demon Disclosure Abduction channel, and it's got a lot of L.A. Marzulli's videos that I've done with him, but a lot of other videos by other people. You can see that channel right there. We've got a new show up called Underground Alien, and it's the only place you're going to see these. You will not see them anywhere else. Please go and support the ministry by signing up. You can get 2 months free if you do it now. davidheavener.tv. The brand new DVD of Last Evangelist. You can get it right now. It's limited collector's edition. It's got the new episode on it, along with band videos with me and Michael Lake and Lisa Haven, Sheila Lazinski. Also, if you want to see Last Evangelist, the episode, it's exclusively episode 1 on davidheavener.tv.
How can people be a participant and help you bring the Last Evangelist story to the public?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we set it up as the model, like The Chosen, where you can go and donate. You can actually be the financier on it. You go to lastevangelist.com and you can donate. You can be an actor, you can be a producer, you can be, or just donate. Special thank you. Hey everybody, I am honored and blessed not to have just one new book out, but 2 new books. That's right, 2 new books. The first one is End Times Investigation. I deal with Hollywood mind control. I deal with demon portals, the alien-demon connection, astral projection, program multiples, satanic ritual abuse, and much, much more. The things that I talk about in Last Evangelist and on my shows, all my interviews I do, it's right here in this book, especially my life story. Also, True Power, how to access your true power in these last days, okay? It's a war manual for God's children. We need to learn the enemy's tactics and how to battle the enemy in these last days. Pick up a copy of this book. Just text the word chosen to 91999, or you can go to davidheavener.tv/order, or you can simply call 844-806-0006.